Hi, my wonderful students. I'm so sorry I'm absent, but I'm going to record a little video to help review before you take your test. Okay, so use this video to help you review, and everything that is on the board that is fair game for you to look at during the test. Okay, so I'm going to go over 3 different topics. Okay, the first one I'm going to go over is proportional relationships. Excuse my handwriting. Okay, so we have proportional relationships. So let's say I have these 2 graphs. I'm going to try to switch through colors here. Okay, and I have this graph right here. And I have this graph right here. Okay, I want you to pretend that I'm a master at this drawing thing. Okay, so how do I know which one is proportional? Well, what do I know about proportional relationships? I know y equals kx. I know that the y-intercept is 0. So which graph shows me a y-intercept of 0? This one right here. So this graph is represents a proportional relationship. This graph does not have a y-intercept of 0, right? We know it's some positive y-intercept. We don't know what it is, but it's not proportional. Okay? So pause the video if you need to kind of go back and listen to any of those points. Okay, let's talk about a table now. Okay, so let's say I have a table. Let me get back on my marker. Okay, so here's my table. So x, y. Okay. So I'm using easy numbers here, okay, but definitely on the test they're going to be harder ones. I want to see if this is proportional. Okay, well, I know that the y-intercept must be 0, and I could go through y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, plug in a point, and find the y-intercept, or I can do y over x, right? If that ratio between y and x is the same, then I know it's proportional. So let's do it. So 8 over 2 gives me 4. 12 over 3 also gives me 4. 16 over 4 also gives me 4. 20 over 5 also gives me 4. I have all the same numbers, so I know that this is a proportional relationship. And my equation would be y equals 4x. Remember, pause the video if you need to go back and listen to something. All right, let's talk about functions. Functions. So here's my graph. I want to see if this graph is a function. Okay, let's not get confused between function and proportional. Okay, well, maybe I should just use the same color. Okay, so my x and y axis are in blue, my graph is in pink. So what is that thing that I can use to see if this is a function, right? To see if every x has 1 y. I can use the vertical line test. So if I put a vertical line through this, oh, it's hitting it twice. So this is not a function. Okay, what about in a table? Let's draw a small little table here. Have my x and my y's. 1, 2, 3, 5, 5, 5. I'm going to let you think about it before I say it. Does every x have 1 y? Yes, there are no repeating x values. Even though they all have the same y value, doesn't matter. Only looking at the x values. Each x has 1 y. So this is a function. What if I added this part, though? Would that still be a function? No, because I have 2 repeating x values. Therefore, it would not be a function. Okay? So not a function if I added that other 1 there. Last one is this mapping. Okay. Is that a function? Yes, right? Every x has 1 y. And there's not 2 arrows coming out on one of the x values. Okay? Even though they're sharing the same y value, doesn't matter. Every x is faithful. Every x has 1 y. So this one is a function. Remember, pause the video, go back, listen to it again if you want to before you're taking the test. You have about 10 minutes to study. All right, last thing is finding the equation of a graph and a table. I think my handwriting's getting a little better. All right, so this is my warning. On the test, the graphs are not all going by ones. Make sure you're looking at the scale. Okay, so let's say I have this graph. The y-intercept is 0, and let's say there's a point here and a point here. Okay, obviously there's no points shown on the board in the class. There's better points. Okay, let's say I was going up 2 and over 3. Okay, so if I have a y-intercept of 0 and a slope of positive 2/3, guys, remember this is a positive slope. This would be a negative slope. Make sure you're paying attention to that. So my equation would be y equals 2/3 x plus 0, but I don't need to write the plus 0. Last one is a table. All right, so let's say 2, 4, 5. That looks like 11. So let's say I had these values right here. All right, so first I need to find the slope. What's my formula for slope? It's on the board, okay? So look on the board. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I need to label my values first. So I'm going to say this is x1, x2. If that one's x1, this one has to be y1. This has to be y2. So 9 minus 5 over 4 minus 2. 9 minus 5 will give me 4. 4 minus 2 will give me 2. Reduce that. I know my slope is 2. Please, please, please use your calculator to reduce the numerator divided by the denominator. 4 divided by 2. Now I need to find the y-intercept. How do I do that? All right, let's see. I need to write y equals mx plus b. I need to find a point to plug in. So I'm going to find 511. I'm going to plug that in. So what is the y value? 11. What is my m? 2. That's the slope. We just found that. What is my x? 5 plus b. So now we need to solve. 2 times 5 is 10, so I get 11 equals 10 plus b. I'm going to rewrite it over here. 11 equals 10 plus b. How do I get rid of this positive 10? Subtract 10 from both sides. 1 equals b. So I have my y-intercept, I have my slope, so my equation is y equals 2x plus 1. And if you do on Desmos, remember, you press the plus sign, add the table, and then you do y1 squiggle mx1 plus b. Okay, that's on the board. This equation right here is on the board as well if you're using Desmos. All right. Y'all are going to do amazing. Sorry I'm not there. Bye.